Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more The Long Journey Home. So I've done everything I can do in this system. Unfortunately, it was not a very fruitful encounter. We got that shipwreck, but we didn't have any means to actually enter it. And we picked up another injury for one of our crew members. If we take a look at Kirsten here, so we have 2 burns at this point, and we also have 2 injuries for the archaeologist. Now, we have means to remove the injuries from our crew, but at this point, these 2 are more or less tied with injuries. So I think we wait until we racked up a 3rd injury, more or less, on one of them. And then based off of that, I'm probably going to heal whoever is the worst off. Now we have a choice to make. The choice is, do we try and do the star thing here? Because we can get some exotic material by orbiting the star, and it will also do one of Toby's things. So we need to fly through an asteroid field, fly over a star, and see a black hole. Now, I'm assuming fly over a star means go into orbit with the star, right? So to get to the star, I think all we'd have to do is leave orbit. And I don't know what the best stars for radiation are. I would assume that this would be not so bad because it's a brown dwarf, whatever that is. I mean, I think I remember in the stream I did, people were saying that that's not even a real star. But, I mean, it looks like a cooler looking star. I mean, it's brown. It's not particularly bright. So my assumption, I don't even know why I'm speeding up here, because the star is going to do a lot of pulling here. As we can see, our speed's going up. So really all we're going to need to do, I want the speed to be up, but I want to be able to orbit this thing. So we're going to want to intersect its orbit, which is going to be a big red circle. I don't know when we're going to see that, though. And that's, again, one of the things that I've said multiple times here. I wish the right thumbstick would allow you to look around so that you could see a little bit ahead of yourself or behind yourself. Like right now, if I wanted to see behind myself, I mean, look at what my view behind my craft is. It's almost non-existent. So if I wanted to see an encounter spaceship, okay, so we want to be in that red area, but we don't want to actually touch the star itself. So we're coming in, we're getting a bunch of exotic materials, and we're coming out. Fortunately, no injuries to the crew. We almost got a full tank there. Did that count? Fly over a star. I don't know if that counted or not. Does it cross off things as you do them? Because fly over a star, I don't know how we get much closer than that. Do I have to, like, fly into the star? Because I'm not going to do that on purpose. All right, well, I think that was what I wanted to do, just to try to see if we could pull that off. I think we're going to come in here and we're going to use one of these borates. Just one to fuel us up. I mean, honestly, it's a rare material. I think I used 2 more and we'd be entirely full. So it's not that, we're not that desperate. I just wanted to try to see if we could get Toby one of his things done. And I don't think we succeeded. I do want to take a look at one more thing with our resources, because we just got some copper and we just damaged our ship. So I think we just repair that damage. Why not? And then let's jump out of here. That's all we have to do in this system. These gas giants are too big and have too much gravity for us to deal with. I would really like to encounter a space station that has an upgrade for us that would allow us to do more things on higher gravity planets, because I know that there is an upgrade that you can get. So we're going to end up taking a long trip here. So we're going to go to Rhodes, then we're going to go to this system, and then we're going to go to the system that has our gate. I think I've had enough of this sector. It's possible I'm missing something, encountering this artifact that we were supposed to encounter, and if I did, that's my bad, but we have to think about the mission now, and dallying in this sector too long, burning through exotic materials, is not going to do us any good. So let's just go over to this system. We have the opportunity of getting some carbonates, which will fuel up our EM tank, so I don't think that's too bad. I might use some of the resources we have in our storage as well to refuel our normal fuel. So we use the common helium as that's, you know, taking up space, and right now isn't really doing a whole lot for us, so we'll just burn through that. Okay, I think we go for the ice planet rather than the gas giant, because it's unlikely we'll be able to do anything there. It's a sizable planet. We don't have a means to deal with gravity. Eventually we may, but for right now we don't have that ability. And we just want to get to the Elitza starport, use our pass, see if it's consumable or not, because that's one thing that I haven't yet determined. And once we know if it's consumable, we'll know which route we want to take. And hopefully we encounter these Logos aliens, and we can use our gate pass that we got on one of those, on one of the planets in our exploration. And then we more or less have free passage into 2 sectors if we do that. So we can get a lot closer to home this way. But I don't know where the Logos aliens are, so I don't know if we're going the right way, because I have yet to encounter them. Okay. Well, this ice planet, hard to say what kind of gravity we're going to encounter at this point. Let's try and kill off some of our speed. That might be good enough. As long as we can get orbit. There we go. Alright, so convection is high, but otherwise we don't have a whole lot going on. So we've got high risk. I don't see any hazards. There are no life forms, but there are ruins. So I think we go ahead. This is a red gas giant. Interesting. Alright, well, I think for sure we're going to go and select our archaeologist. So the wind's going to be the main factor. We need both the carbonates and the ruins, in my opinion. We're going to aim for the ruins if I can pull it off. Really, I'm just going to go for whatever I think I can pull off. I can deal with high winds. If it really becomes too much of a risk factor, I can just shoot straight up. Average gravity shouldn't make things that challenging. Looks like they're both in the same spot, which is actually going to be okay for us. So right now what we need to do is just get there quickly so that we can deal with... Oh, I didn't realize. Again, foreground. I mean, it was on the map. I thought we were going to clear it. Oh well. Let's get in here and be quick about it. So, let's get to the ruins first. Okay, visit. So we have wind. Okay, new word added to the database. Alright, so we got ruins. Menu complete. I'm starting by what looks like a natural cave network, except that the walls are ribbed. Might have been carved out with, I'm thinking an acid? A beacon outside is broadcasting a message on a loop. Zakindi, warning. Zakindi, warning. Don't like the sound of that. Keep going anyway. I've encountered this before, and this is such an obvious, blatant ripoff of Alien with this description. We're going to go ahead and explore. Incredible, it's a room full of gems. There's a huge clawed beast lying in the middle, still breathing. Smaller ones, the size of cats, are feasting on its flesh, breaking off chitinous plates. It howls weakly, but can only just manage a shiver. A giant worm plunges into the now fractured carapace, emerges with one of the gems. A Zakindi heart? The beast falls silent as the smaller ones continue devouring it. Should I try and steal one of the... let's call them hearts? Yes? Okay, we got one. It looks like the smaller Zakindi have finished their meal. They're scuttling off down the tunnels. Now they're gone. More of the worms are showing up, swarming over it and suckling on the meat still on its bones. They're not paying any attention. I've got the gem. It's still warm, not beating, but throbbing. Let's check it out in the lab. Okay, well, the winds are just starting, so I'm going to have to fight them here. But we should just be able to get down there. And with a little bit of reverse thrust, we'll be able to anchor ourselves. Like so. Oh, wow. I am now wedged. And stuck. You gotta be kidding. I can't move. So, I guess this playthrough is probably done. Because if I can't use a lander, I'm pretty much screwed. And I honestly don't even know if there's a way for me to do anything here. I'm literally stuck. The shape of this, I got blown into the... I think even if the wind dies down, I can't get out of here. Because the only thing I can do is thrust up and down. Oh, wait. Yeah, I can just barely move, and I think I just wedged myself in here harder. Oh, oh, oh! Okay. I think the wind was the thing that was making that like it was. Alright, I want one more. I don't care if it does damage to me. Alright, let's get the F out of here. I was seriously thinking that the game had bugged out, or, I mean, it was just an oversight in the game design that caused us to get stuck there, but I think it was a combination of the wind and where we were. I couldn't move, but when the wind started to die down, it allowed me to move. I honestly don't know if there was anything I could do there. Like, I may have been able to abandon the lander, but I don't know for sure. Never really encountered a situation like that. I'm guessing you'd have the same problem if you run out of fuel on the planet, right? In theory, what I would think I would need to do is go to lander and hit abandon lander. Abandoning the lander means losing the lander and the crew member if no pilot ejector is installed. All resources gathered will be lost. I think that's what I would have had to do if I was stuck there and I couldn't leave. I mean, we had a working ejector, but that would have been a horrible way to lose a crew member and our lander, and I don't know what we would have done without a lander. I mean, that would have been probably game over. Now, I get the feeling that you can get an additional lander somehow in the game by dealing with the aliens, I'm assuming, but I don't know how likely that is because I have never encountered it. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and burn the carbonates we got to at least give us that one level of fuel. I think I'm going to save the rest, as we're not going to be mining anything else throughout in this system, at least as far as I recall. I don't... And the same thing here. So Zakindi, a gem, nobody knows what to do with it. So mostly the archaeologist thinks that it's valuable. So I'm starting to think that some of these artifacts we're getting are not really anything that you can do anything with. As a matter of fact, I think somebody in one of my comments suggested to sell the crystal skull. Now, I thought that the crystal skull has some purpose somewhere in the game, and possibly it does. But I almost kind of wonder with some items, is that all the reason that you get them, is just to sell them to people that care about artifacts, like perhaps the Kudhast? And that's one thing that I'm not really sure. I wish... I mean, I guess the archaeologist is more or less telling us that. But is that the case with the crystal skull? I mean, is that all you get out of the crystal skull, is the fact that you could perhaps trade it? I mean, because, yeah, at least here with my crew members, the archaeologist is suggesting that it's worth something, so we could trade it. At least, again, that's a guess. Okay, well, whatever. I think for now, let's take a look at the map. Yeah, I think we've encountered what we can encounter in this system. So from here on out, we're just going to jump. I don't think I'm going to jump away from the star. Instead, I'm going to jump probably just in this direction. It's fine. I think it's unlikely we'll encounter anything before we jump. Alright, so we're not going in the direction we need to if we want to sell these items to the Kudhast, because they're the other way. But for the future, that might be something I consider, is just selling these artifacts, because it seems like we're not really getting anything else out of them, which is so shy of being able to jump where I really want to go. Alright, so we'll jump into this system. Hopefully we can get the silicates. And, well, honestly, the only things here are rocks, so as long as they don't have too high of gravity, we should be able to mine them okay. Let's go ahead and jump. Now, we're low on fuel again, but we have to keep in mind that we have a pretty good store of borate, so I'm hoping we won't be too bad off, and we do still have some items. Oop, we've got a baddie right behind us. So as far as I was talking about, we do have... I do want to change our lander pilot, just in case. We do have some carbonates, so that we can do a little bit of refueling if we need to. Probably a mixture of a borate and a carbonate will give us a full jump. All right. Not sure. We do have something in this system. It's really close to that star, though. And it looks like we're going to encounter whoever this is. So, I don't know what to expect here. Got a big ship. Okay. A Ragzak Raider. Travelers, you visit the Elitza Gambling Palace. Alright, I'm sorry. You visit the Elitza Gambling Palace? A waste of time, a poisoned chalice. They banned me from playing, accused me of cheating. They were quite right, but their luck could be fleeting. A few credits, I ask. Your luck could be in. Would it be worth it? Assistance to win? So if we decline, more than likely he's going to attack us, I'm guessing. Well, we have the money to pay his fee, so I'm going to say yes. Oh. Oh, he was selling us an item. Yes, take it. Squeeze credits from their hearts, but do not overplay. Know when your luck departs. Oh, so we might actually be in the zone that has this gambling facility. Alright, well, he's not going to fight me. And it's only 30 credits, so I'm guessing what we gathered from that. I didn't pay attention to my direction when I left. But what I gather from that... Can't say I understand this, but I can break it down for parts. So we can repair a lander. Not really necessary, unless it's going to be used to remove this. But it just says repair, right? It's not... It's not... I don't know if it's... That's one thing that's always unclear about this game sometimes, is whether you're going to be just repairing the hull, which I don't think we need, or repairing the damaged systems, which we don't absolutely need, but it'd be nice. We'll keep it for now. I do want to see, sometimes in the database, you can see locations. So the casino is, and the Helix and the Helix Nebular. I don't know if that's where we are. I hate that this has a loading screen. There's a lot of loading screens in this game, which is kind of frustrating. Okay, where are we? We're in the Helix Nebular. And it's at... Pine, here. Okay, so we could go there. And use that to cheat. And get maybe credits out of it, and we'd pay for what we spent on it. Interesting. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I'm not going to waste it just yet. With the way that translator was translating what he was saying, I wasn't actually 100% sure what I was trading there, but it looks like by dealing with him... I mean, they were still on bad terms with that race overall, but it seems like this particular ship... Oh, let's talk to this Kudhast Herald. We may be able to trade with him. Main reason I'm doing this. If not, then it's fine. Let's hail. Okay. Greetings, fellow seeker. We do have services. And he is willing to buy things. So let's just see. Merchant. He doesn't want this crystal skull, but he also wants this. So remove from the offer. And we'll give him the ancient statue. And then ask him, is that a deal? So, Crystal Skull and ancient statue. And see if they're interested. So, deal? Alright, we just got 400 credits. Awesome. Now, it's possible we could have gotten more out of it than that. So, we're actually really good on money after that. Let's trade with them again. So, again, I'm going to clear this offer. I don't want to trade borates in my medical kit. Medical kit is absolutely needed. So, let's trade this. And let's ask for, let's say, 200. And see what they have to say. Oh, they took that too. Alright, so it's possible we could have gotten more out of that, but that's 600 credits right there. So, there's not a whole lot else we can do with these guys. So, we can ask them about, or talk to them about... Alright, I think we just hang up. Yeah. Before you go, perhaps a parting blessing. I'm always accepting this just to not make them upset. We read you an extract from the Book of Dawn. The way of the Kudas has always been the way of disharmony and schism, as Starfather decreed upon our creation. None but the Star Mother and Starfather can know the whole truth, yet to be lesser is to be part of the non-truths. So were our factions always separated. That the search for truth never end, and a vigilance against non-truth be rendered as sacred as its purification. Yet over time, the power of truth and non-truth wavered. Factions of Kudas belief swelled and became dominant. Their non-truth, too, now taken for truth. All others were silenced. All other believers were cast to the dark places, to be left behind once the Aurelian crusade for the Pillars of Ascension began. Which is where the trouble really started, but that is another reading. Go in peace. It seems like they're giving us a different story every time. Not that that's bad or anything. I don't know which way we were heading, but I'm assuming it's the way we were already heading. So we'll just keep going that way. And this is where we play the game. Did I leave the encounter the right direction? Am I about to plunge into a star or a planet? Or go right past the planet and not encounter it? Okay. Alright, so harmless, we've got rock, average, tropical, none, 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 none. Alright, so let's just go ahead and land. We should be using our test pilot for this mission. But I don't know if what I just did was completely stupid and we just screwed ourselves out of some encounter. But if it's, you know, this being procedurally generated, if it's all based off of random chance, whether or not you're going to have that encounter, I'd rather have the money in my wallet and be able to survive and upgrade our ship than have an item that I have no idea what it's for. But again, that could be the wrong course, and part of me wants to hold on to items just in case they're good for something. But if we don't know what that something is, and I think it's unlikely we're going to see a strategy guide for this come out, we're just going to have to figure things out. So it looks like that's all I'm going to be able to safely pull out of the ground. We'll use that to fuel ourselves up, perhaps. Okay. So this is another common item. I'm going to hold on to it for now, though, just because I want to see what's on the other planet. Because if there's silicates there, too, we might want to burn our other common item. And I do eventually want to get to that encounter, too. But you know what? I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.